watch out, cause I'm here now and I'm staying. Claws out, this the fight that I've been craving. I know there's something inside of me, but it's been masked by fear and anxiety. But no more, I'ma break out of the chains. Let's defiantly. Go! I'm waking up, this ain't enough. All of my dreams were starting to rust, but I believe that I can adjust. Positive thoughts, I'm starting to trust. Nothing's deserved unless you work. Something of worth requires an urge. I have been hurt by those at their worst, but that gave me will, some power, a surge.
And they know that I won't surrender, so they fear me as a contender. When I fight, they always remember, yeah. I will be known, I won't let go. I will not stop, I will be great. I will be known, I won't let go. I will not stop, I will be great. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. We can last much longer, we do this for honor. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. And we can last much longer. I am a hunter, I've been filled with demons and hunger. I am the thunder, I command the masses in numbers. Look at the fear in their eyes, this is what happens when you are surprised. It's time to meet your demise, just call me Zeus and look to the sky. Everything's amplified, no they cannot deny, I will be rectified. If you dissect me, find scar tissue left behind, injuries that define me to my core. They'll hear me roar like never before, the pain I absorbed is feeding my core. I'm hard to ignore, I'll beat down your door. If you wanted war, well then you got war.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the 10th episode, 10 episodes already of the Around the Valley podcast. We got a lot to talk about today regarding NFL and NBA. First off, what's up, Randy and YTC? I don't know if YTC is here. His mic has been on mute for a while, but yeah, what's up, Randy?
Not much, man. How are you doing?
What's up, fellas? No, I've been here. I'm here.
There he is. There he is.
No, I was just waiting.
Yep, okay.
How you doing, brother? How you doing, YTC? How you?
I'm all good.
Good, man. All right, so we'll just get straight to NFL because I want to get that over with. Yeah. All right. A lot of crazy stuff in Week 9. The Thursday night game, Malik Willis got his second start against Pittsburgh, and he barely lost. So I didn't see much of this game. I just saw that Will Levis had so many chances to win this game, and he fucking blew it one by one. So I don't YTC, I don't know if you streamed the game because
no, I was on John's stream when that happened to you.
Yeah, so John. Did you guys have any thoughts on Will Levis against Pittsburgh?
Had a really good game number-wise, but you know that's a learning curve for him. It's only the second game, so these are the growing pains he's gonna have to go through.
Yeah.
I watched the game, and that O-line definitely needs some help. They need some wide receivers. Treylon Burks leaves on basically via ambulance, hit his head, and then apparently couldn't get up afterwards. So obviously prayers up to him. Hopefully he's doing better. Apparently he was released later that evening from the hospital, so that's good news. But, I mean, that O-line needs help. Derrick Henry's getting older. We've got no young, good, talented wide receivers that you can look forward to in the future. D-Hop's older. It's just, yeah, so Will Levis doesn't really have much to work with. And against a secondary that was missing Minkah Fitzpatrick, the strong free safety they had, you thought for sure maybe Will Levis would be able to kind of replicate, not say that he was gonna do what he did versus the Falcons, but maybe have some success because of the type of injuries that the secondary had. But no, that O-line couldn't save them. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, they just kept getting in the backfield, and they just couldn't get anything going. But like you said, it was still a close game right down to the end. 4-point win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and go on to next week.
I'll say the Steelers, it proves that they have a good defense because the fact that they have Matt Campbell as their offensive coordinator and they're 5-3 now, that shit's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like that defense is crazy.
Deontay Johnson got his first touchdown in 668 days. That was his
Damn.
first touchdown in 600. And during the play, George Pickens, you could see on video, walking off, doesn't even go and celebrate with him, goes to the sidelines and apparently takes his helmet and throws it. After the game, he clears his IG and everything with the Steelers involved. Apparently, he doesn't like it there. He's not a big fan. Pickett was overthrowing wide receivers. He had one play where all he has to do is connect to Pickens, and Pickens easily is going to pick up 60 yards. Just clear Greenway, and he overthrows him. And you're just like, bro, like, that's elementary at this point. Like, you got to be making those passes.
Yeah, because you've been in the league for like 2 years now. You should be well adjusted to making those passes.
Yeah, so, second, you look at their record, 5-3. It's nice, but it's not all roses over there at a 5-3 land for the Steelers. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, not really, but we'll see what happens. All right.
What's up, David?
All right. So, Germany game, Kansas City beat Miami 21-14, and I thought this game was going to be higher scoring, but both defenses showed up.
Yeah,
the game started off 21-0 actually, and the Dolphins made an effort to fight back, and then the ending was kind of stupid. It was a bad snap, and that was the end of it. So let's see, Tua didn't even, both quarterbacks didn't throw for over 200 in this game.
Nope.
So you guys have any thoughts on this game?
pretty defensive, yeah, like you said. Seems pretty defensive. That's all I'll mention, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill only had 62 yards receiving, and Waddle left injured, so we got to see what happens there now. But yeah, man, I didn't catch a lot of it, but it was definitely a defensive battle. Like you said, I heard it was 21-0 going into the half for KC. So you look at the score, and like KC didn't score a single point after. So it's like, wow. They're a shell of themselves. I'm going to say that. KC is a shell of themselves from last year.
Yeah. All right. Get to the chat.
Yeah, it's easy to say that. They're not the same KC.
No.
What's up, Corona? Steelers are right. Was watching the defense stepped up. All right. Gosh. Vikings and Falcons. Fucking Josh Dobbs made our fucking team look stupid by trading him. So I forgot who started originally, but he got a concussion. And Dobbs came in. I forgot what the score was, but I know
Jared Hall came in.
Yeah, I forgot what the score was, but he came into the game and he came back. Atlanta, I don't know how they blew this game away, but first thing I want to say is, like, why is Bijan Robinson not getting involved? That's he's not getting involved. Kyle Pitts isn't getting involved. It's just an Arthur Smith masterclass all over again. And then Atlanta's defense just could not tackle Josh Dobbs on that final drive. And he ran all over them, and then on the last play, he threw it for a touchdown. So Vikings, I think they're 500 now, 4-4 or 5-4, something like that. So yeah, without Kirk Cousins too. So I don't know what you guys think about this game, but all I gotta say is, why the fuck did we get rid of Josh Dobbs after whatever? Just move on. You guys got anything on this game? Yeah.
What game?
Falcons and Vikings.
Oh, yeah, screw the Falcons. They choked that game away from me, man. I picked them on the pick'ems thinking, they were done for the Vikings after they lost on Kirk Cousins and all. But nah, they somehow Josh Dobbs in his first day in ruined the stigma that, quarterbacks can't integrate within one game. Well, they completely defied that statement after that game.
Yep. Randy, you got anything?
I'll say too, YTC, it does help when you're a rocket scientist too at this point, basically.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It probably don't take to pick up a playbook. He probably just looks at all the lingo.
Or calculates 1,000 ways to, every piece of molecule to this, this joint defenses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This guy's got 3% body fat, so I know he's gonna lean more to the right than the left. It's like, what? No, but yeah. Again, Atlanta shits the bed. Like you said. Jesus, Arizona. You have Bijan Robinson. You're going to Tyler Algier. You have Kyle Pitts. You're going to Jonnu Smith. Like, I don't understand. Is there something going on? Is that are you trying to not show a hand but show a hand? But like YTC said, they shat the bed away. A quarterback came in on 4 days, understood the playbook, ran a 2-minute offense, and literally came down and won
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
It's just like you guys that right there is the game tell of your season right now for the Falcons. That they were able to allow that to happen, and Hall, I think it's Jaron Hall. Hopefully he's healthy. I heard he got a concussion, so we'll see what happens there. But
That clutch.
But
Where's that clutch? Yeah, where's that clutch gene on our team, Dobbs? Anyway.
But yeah, man, that game was weird.
Speaking of my team, I'm just gonna get to my team right away. I'm not saving my team for last because they don't deserve that. So, you guys didn't score one fucking point in this game. So, the Browns shut us out 27-0. Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper fucking murdered us. And for us, we had a total of 58 yards the entire fucking game. And yeah, that's right. Fucking, let's see. Let me give an example. Josh Dobbs had more rushing yards than we had total yards. So, to all the Cardinal fans that were hyping up Clayton Tune, saying he'd be a better fit than Kyler, where are you guys at now?
Sure.
Where you guys
What
at
the
now?
hell? What small minorities of
threw-
idiocracy is that?
He threw 2 interceptions that went straight to Cleveland Brown defenders, and our run game did not get involved whatsoever. Hollywood Brown is starting to get pissed off at this team because, 1, he doesn't have his actual quarterback out there, and 2, because we're not targeting him the ball. We're targeting Trey McBride more than anyone else. So, and James Conner's out too, so I guess that's a factor as well. So, but we'll get to the injuries for us here in a little bit because there's some news about our teams. So. But yeah, man, Cleveland, I knew we were going to lose this game. I didn't think we'd get shut out, but Cleveland's defense is one of the best in the NFL. So I knew we were going to get kind of obliterated offensively, but I didn't think it was going to be a shutout. But I'll give Cleveland's defense their credit. Their
defense is definitely much better, yeah.
I feel so bad for our defense because they kept us in this game the entire time. It was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter, and at halftime it was 13-0. Yeah. So our defense did all they could, but there comes to a point to where if your offense is not getting a first down, your defense is going to be out there the entire game, and they're going to get tired as hell.
Break eventually.
So, our defense, even though it looks like they gave up 27, they did bad. They actually kept us in the game like the entire time. So, but it is what it is. Let's see. Yep, Arku, we had 58 total yards. And we had like 6 yards, I think it was, in the fourth quarter. So, yep. Not even 100 yards. Yep. That's how it went. But this was beautiful as well. The Rams beat the Packers beat the Rams 20-3. So, obviously Stafford being out, it is what it is. They weren't going to do anything. Shout out to Green Bay, though. Held them at 3 points, so they kind of made them look embarrassing as well. So I'll take it. You guys have any thoughts on this game?
Oh, Green Bay? Oh, no, they didn't have their starting quarterback, even though that's not an excuse. But, yeah, either way, it wasn't much to take away. I mean, they didn't have – it wasn't really much in my eyes.
Yeah. Randy?
Yeah, Rippin was not what his name says, what it sounds like. He was not ripping it. But he played horrible, and even though even though it was 20-3, it still took them all it could get to that 20. The Rams defense was still kind of keeping their offense, like you said about yours, in the game as well. So even though they won 20-3, it wasn't like they blew them out of the water like 27-0 or whatever it was. It's like it was still pretty relatively close until the end, but yeah, nothing to write home about. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. At least the Rams lost. That's all I care about. Anyway, all right. So this was a trash game, but Washington beat the Patriots 20-17. I saw the Patriots were winning earlier, but I guess Washington went on.
They choked. I saw that game. They choked a lot big.
Yeah, so you guys have any thoughts on this game? I know this is your division rival, so you guys got anything?
They made this man somehow look respectable. Oh my god! Once again, this the Patriots are very inconsistent on offense. I've seen it every week so far. They can't finish drives when it matters the most, when they have to play from behind. They have to establish a defensive lead if they have to win a game. That's how I look at it at this point.
Randy?
Eat a dick, Skip. Washington, like you said again, New England makes Washington or Sam Howell look like I got shit the other day on my show on Friday when I compared Sam Howell to Dan Orlovsky when he plays anybody else but the Eagles. And my counterpart was like, how dare you disrespect him? He's actually a decent quarterback given the
Dan Orlovsky.
And I was like, okay, geez, was this the only name I could come up to? But again, he did put up 325 passing yards. In the end, beat a Bill Belichick-led team 20-17. So you got to kind of give them a little bit of props there. And they're keeping themselves close in the NFC. With Dallas losing and them winning, it gives them still, I think, a game and a half back now. So it's it's not completely out of the realm now. So, but yeah, good.
Let's see. Eagles are the luckiest in NFL right now.
Yeah,
they're getting every call from the refs and every turnover from the opposing team. And then he calls the trigger.
Like Hurts isn't throwing interceptions. This guy's got 11 on the year. But okay. Yeah. No, so when it comes down to
11 down.
When your team needs to play and perform, again, Dakota Prescott isn't him. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's that for you anyways.
Right.
Well, when it looked like the Bears could have won, they choked eventually to the Saints, 24-17. I don't know if Tyson Bagent had a turnover, but by the looks of it, he didn't play that bad. He had 220 passing yards. So, I mean, let's see. Leading receiver was Darnell Mooney. I don't know why DJ Moore's not getting involved in there.
He had 3 picks.
3 picks? Okay, never mind. So, it actually shows it. Okay, so 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles for the Bears. And the Saints did not have 1 turnover.
Nope.
Oh. The fact that the Saints only won by 7 when they had 5 turnovers to 0, that's kind of questionable for the Saints. But Bears are 2-7 now. I can't wait till we play this team. But Bears and Saints have anything on this game for this game?
Well, once again, the Bears are miscoached, and obviously, Tyson Bagent isn't their long-term answer. Obviously, I mean, he was never the long-term to begin with. But then again, their starter wasn't either, so.
Yeah. Randy?
The Saints, I mean, shoot, they got the big off-season acquisition, Derek Carr, and their number 1 wide receiver was Chris Olave with 46 yards and a touchdown. I mean, like you said, they won the turnover battle, but it doesn't seem like they were able to score off that. So,
yeah, they couldn't score.
The Saints, I feel like they might be even frauds themselves. Like they're 5-4, but are they a good 5-4 team or are they a bad 5-4 team? Right? So
I feel like they're bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that are going to hang on and they're going to barely make the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll be like that 500 type team. Yeah,
something like that. They might win that division just because of how bad it is, but
yes.
Let's see who they play. They play at least an NFC East team in the first round, so they'd be a first round exit probably.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to the Ravens for putting the Sea Chickens back in their place.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Even though I hate the Ravens, thank you so much.
I hate you, but I like you.
37-3. All these Seahawks fans that were talking trash. JSN is better.
Yeah, they were.
This and that, blah, blah, blah. Pete Carroll's a better coach than anyone.
JSN has been AWOL.
Yeah.
Besides that 1 touchdown. Yeah.
Last I checked, if it wasn't for a stupid call on the refs, we almost came close to beating the Ravens. We only lost by 7. You guys got obliterated by 34 by the Ravens. So, eat it. Anyway, you guys have any thoughts on this game?
Nothing much. Just the Ravens look like a really stacked team, They're one of the better teams in the NFL now, as of recent now. That's all. And Seattle it's inconsistent as well. Another first round exit team. That's all.
Yeah, first round.
Yeah, man. if you're a Ravens fan right now, you're loving it. That defense looks fucking scary. They got guys you can sub in and sub out, and they play just as good, if not better, than the first teamers. As long as Lamar doesn't turn the ball over, and Gus
Yeah.
is it Gus Edwards, I believe his name is. If he can stay healthy, they might have somewhat of a running game with him. So who knows? But that defense is freaking good.
Yeah, crazy. Oh yeah, if we had Kyler, we would have beaten them. Forgot to say that. All right. Well, the fuck. Okay, my thing just messed up. Okay, I think the next game was the
Houston and Bucks.
Yep. All right, so the Texans beat the Buccaneers 39-37. That's got to be a scoregami, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm surprised you know what a scoregami is, but yeah.
They keep ruining them first-round draft pick, but I will say C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback out of that draft class.
Out of Ohio State overall.
Yeah, out of Ohio State overall. What's up, Gavin? What's up?
What's up, Gavin?
When's one breaking out the front? Oh,
we're still on that.
Yeah.
We
All
beat
right.
the Commanders, so dang.
Texans
Rule team.
at home. This was a really good game. I thought the Buccaneers would win. I picked them. Damn. CJ Stroud, 470 for 5 touchdowns and no
See,
interceptions.
point in case.
So, yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts on this game?
Well, Stroud. Oh, the Bucks choked me. I thought the Bucks were going to win on this pick-em. I honestly thought the Bucks were going to win, but nah, they choked. They were leading for the majority of the game, and their defense slipped through.
Yeah.
Give it to Stroud. Yeah, he came back in 49 seconds.
Yep. Randy?
He is him. Obviously, the NFL changed their background to him when the touchdown was scored and he ran into the end zone. And they said the Texans are going to be a scary team moving forward, and they are.
If D'Amico gets that team right further, yeah, it's definitely going to be scary.
Exactly. I saw somebody talking about something when they were like, look at the first year when Dan Campbell got to Detroit, they were a 3-win team. Second year, they were a 7-win team. This year, they're on pace for like 13 or 12 wins. Like, you know, if you got a coach that knows what it takes to win in the NFL and you get the guys to believe and then you draft well and you get good free agents, this is what's going to happen. I say the Texans are going to be a playoff team come next year. Like, honest to God.
Yeah. I mean, I predicted them earlier in the year to be a second-place team behind the Jaguars, and it looks like I'm being corrected. I predicted it.
And what is this going to do in the offseason? You're going to see guys that are going to be like, shit, I want to go and play in Houston, man. Like, that kid Stroud.
Whatever D'Amico's doing is working.
They didn't even have their number one running back, Damian Pierce, this weekend.
Oh, they didn't play? Oh,
no,
wow.
He was out, and they still were able to get the W. So
damn.
It just shows you that, you know, they're not just a one-dimensional team that maybe has to run it. No, with Stroud, they can sit back and they can toss the rock. Noah Brown, 6 receptions, 153 yards and a tud. Dalton Schultz, 10 receptions, 130 yards and a tud. Like, guys are stepping up. Those are 2 free agents.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cowboys.
We'll see how that goes because it's good. You know, anyone could look good in their rookie year. I'm not, discrediting Stroud,
but still.
But we're gonna see next year. That's really gonna tell us if Stroud's gonna be a franchise quarterback or he's gonna be top 10 definitely if he replicates what he's doing now. That's definitely gonna prove him his point.
Plus the draft picks that they have for next year.
They have a lot of draft staff,
and that adds to the team.
Yeah, to add more arsenal around. Yeah, it's going to be more deadlier.
And there's a good couple wide receivers that could come out this draft that they might be able to snag. Woo.
Or if they trade up nonstop.
Don't take Marvin.
Remember Marvin Harrison Jr. next to Tank Dell and Nico Collins in them?
God.
Oh no!
Don't even.
Marvin Harrison, Cardinals. He's coming to the Cardinals. All right. All right. The Colts beat the Panthers 27-13. Jesus. I don't know what's going on with Bryce Young. I know he doesn't have the best team around him, but you got to show flashes in your rookie year, and so far he has not done that. So
yeah,
you guys this game because that's
the Panthers and Colts. I'll give it to the Colts. Gardner Minshew's really stepping into that role, and their team is looking, more, fluent with Minshew. Not gonna, disrespect Richardson because he's out, for the whole year. I mean, he was looking all right for his, couple of games, but yeah, it's Gardner Minshew just him being able to come in and take over. It speaks levels on what the potential of the Colts can be moving forward if they get their head out their asses.
Yeah, Randy.
Yeah, man. Their big offseason acquisition in Miles Sanders has turned out to be a complete flop. He has done nothing. Chuba Hubbard now is like the leading rusher for that team, and he was there already to start with last year as one of the rookies. Hayden Hurst seems to be the only guy other than Adam Thielen who's older who built chemistry, and that guy's just a tight end. So it's like Bryce right now looks like he's overwhelmed, and everything's coming at him too fast. Where it's like when you go Stroud, it seems like he's taking everything as it comes, computing it, and then understanding as he goes. So it's just really funny how both teams went when obviously we know that the Panthers could have had, but they chose. So
yeah. So yep, that's how it is. All right. White Seats.
Yeah. What game we're on now?
Raiders.
Oh, this
30
Go
to
ahead.
a day after firing McDaniels and their general manager, the Raiders play like a completely new team. So, YCC, floor is yours.
Man, after the second drive, after I saw that one play, Daniel Jones towards ACL, like he was trying to escape a sack, but Cager was there, his foot was there. He tripped over him, that caused his knee to hyperextend, and that's what tore the ACL from that point. And then he tried to put weight on the second play after, and he got sacked because he couldn't plant his right foot down, and he slipped on the buckle of his own weight. It's because he couldn't put pressure on it. I mean, I've torn my ACL before when I was playing in high school. It's not a fun experience, so I can get what he's going through right now. When you can't put weight on your right leg, it feels like you have a practical you practically have like a pogo stick or something, like you're walking on pogo sticks on your right. You can't put any proper weight on it, and it feels like you're slipping, you're losing your balance trying to walk on a torn ACL. It's not fun.
Feels like a wet noodle every time you go to take a step. It's like, why have I got nothing there to support me?
At that point, I'd rather just be amputated to try to walk around than you try to use a stick, because then I'm gonna start slipping forward. That's how bad a torn ACL is, because a torn ACL, when it's a small little ligament inside the knee bone, like this little line fiber of wires like that. Once those snap, then you can't put those are the cables that connect the wire to putting pressure on the knee. And once that's severed, from snapping during physical contact or any given play, yeah, that's what happens right there. And then you can't put any weight, and that's just how unfortunate it is when you tear your ACL. I mean, it happened to Kyler, it happened to multiple other players in the NFL that's gone through torn ACLs. It's not a fun experience. But yeah, he's added to the list now, unfortunately. And once he went, I knew the season was over and the game was over, because it was only 7-0 when we were down before he tore his ACL. We were only down 7 because our defense for some reason had a huge hiccup compared to the previous week. So yeah, I mean, we waited to the second half to play defense. Unfortunately, that was too late because they were up 24-0 at the half. Unfortunately, they waited too late to get these 3 and outs and hold them to 6 points in the second half. They waited too. You can't expect to play from behind when you're not playing consistent defense throughout the whole game and only playing half-ass at it. So that's practically my opinion about this team. At this point, I'm going to be more interested in the draft now and see, because Tyrod's not coming back until 4 games because he got designated to IR. So we're going to have to see the veto now. So I don't expect him to come back till after the bye week. So yeah, Tyrod Taylor, I guess. So yeah, at this point, we're probably tanking in a nutshell at this point.
Yeah. Randy, you got any thoughts on this game?
Just that I can't believe that your defense was able to hold the Bills to just 14 points, and then you play the Las Vegas Raiders that are like the most dysfunctional team in the NFL when it comes to owing coach. The old coaches that don't even coach the team $80+ million right now. That is fucking ridiculous. They got guys that are kicked off team for showing guns, and other ones in jail for doing stupid shit. And it's and then they fire all those guys, and it's like the next game they play, they just 8 sacks. They got 8 sacks on the Giants. It was just like a complete, I hate to say it, but an ass whooping. And
it was.
Losing Daniel Jones obviously is huge. I feel sorry for
he wasn't performing. I mean, I've been one of his biggest supporters because he's one of my favorite players. But yeah, he hasn't been playing really good either way. But either way, you don't like whether you feel some way about a guy being good or bad. You still don't want to wish injuries upon people. I'm not that type of person to wish injuries even upon my opposing rivals. So yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention it when I was talking about the Vikings. They lost Cam Akers. He tore his ACL during that game as well. So
oof, a lot of injuries this year
for the season as well. So yesterday we lost 2 players to 2 ACL injuries. But yeah, man, the Giants are definitely going to be picking high in the draft this year. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I know, but at least we'll have the access to trade up because we got 2 second rounders and then next year first rounder if we have to trade up.
Exactly, and now you guys all now's where you can start the foundation of building a really solid.
Depends
team.
on the quarterback. It really depends on the quarterback. That if he has the intangibles, the genetic, mental makeup, and the mindset to play in New York, definitely that can spark a turnaround in the franchise, and then they have to build upon it if they know he's really talented. Mm-hmm. That's how the foundation gets laid out. So yeah.
Yep. All right, moving on. Randy, your turn. So the Eagles beat the Cowboys 28-23. I saw a little bit of the game. I didn't see the second half. I saw the first half. It was a pretty good game in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half, but whatever the Eagles did, they won, and they're 8-1 now. So, Randy, how did the Eagles do in this game?
We fought, we clawed. They were up early at halftime. And we obviously started with the ball coming out of half, and right away, first drive, we're able to get it to Devontae in the corner to the end zone. Boom, we tied the game, and then from that point on, our defense again this year at times have shown with a lack of depth and injuries. That we can get picked apart at times, and the Dallas proved that in the third and fourth quarter. And if it wasn't for the certain players stepping up at the right time, whether it was Sidney Brown, Eli Ricks, Reed Blankenship, Kevin Byard had a really nice hit. Slay and Zach Cunningham they helicoptered Dak. That was a pretty cool hit. We bent, but we didn't break. They want to talk about the fact that we weren't getting calls or they weren't getting calls. The final 30 or the final 54 seconds of the game, they got 5 penalty calls for themselves to gain 50 yards. So with 27 seconds left, it was like first and goal, and then they started shooting themselves in the foot when they got a delay game. Then they got a false start, and then when it was third down or with 5 seconds left, it's we all know it's end zone or nothing, and Dak still threw it short to CD, and then CD wanted to go do that reverse play, and he fumbled it, and then the Eagles received it, and it was the end of the game. But they want to say that we cheated and all this stuff. Well, then don't let your players put their knee down on the 1 yard line while catching a touchdown pass. Tell them to keep their legs up. It's not our fault that you did that. There's tell Dak when he's running to the end zone to understand where the white line is.
He should have saw on the floor. Yeah, he should have kept track of his foot.
A 2-point convert. So
yeah,
it worked in our favor. They screwed up. We didn't. Jalen Hurts didn't throw any interceptions. We had a fumble, but we recovered it. So there was no turnovers. They sacked us 3 times. We sacked them 5 times. So it was a really good game. But overall, the better team won. America's team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and now we're 8-1 going into our bye. So
America's
team. Okay. YTC, you have any thoughts on this game?
Oh, this game, yeah, I saw that right after they switched to the bonus coverage after the Giants necrophilia. But yeah, they switched to this game, and then I saw the ending of the game. Horrible clock management by Dak once again. He did the same thing against the Niners. I saw the same exact thing. Why would you try to throw in bounds, a check down 4 yards, get out of bounds? I understand you had a good play with CeeDee Lamb when you got to the 15, but still, why are you checking down? And also, if you were going to run a play, why are you trying to run into your own lineman to the left? That didn't make any sense. I get they called it back because of a false start, but still, I saw that play. I'm like, what was the play? Why are you trying to stay in bounds?
And they had no
secondly-
timeouts. So you're right. Like, why are you trying to stay in bounds when you have no timeouts? Like,
Yeah. It's just head scratching. I mean, that's Dak for you in a nutshell. He does all these boneheaded decisions. He's not the Dak's a guy that, he has to bully you out and establish you out in the half to win games. And also, he's a guy that has to, be up by one score and, they'll put the game away and gets carried by their defense to get crucial 3-and-outs. You saw it with the Chargers game. You saw it with, what other game? I know as many one-score games throughout his career, but yeah, he's done the same exact thing. I've seen him. And the only reason he has 2 playoff victories is because he beat the corpse of Tom Brady and he beat Seattle. After that, that's all he has to show for his resume. And yet he wants a 3rd contract. He wants a 3rd contract with the Cowboys. Jerry old ass not paying him. Just to win 2 playoff games and barely scrape the being one and done.
Jerry was at the game on the field at the link. He was on the sideline, so he even showed up. And then our owner and GM were all.
The fans had a word with him. The fans were just heckling him.
It was crazy. It was awesome. I loved it. Yeah, they're like, we didn't give no old man a pass around here. Get the fuck out of here,
man. But anyway, last night the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. I did not see this game.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to be honest, the Bills are out of the playoff picture right now too. So that's crazy.
But the Bills have been fraudulent, and we already know this.
Yeah. What are your guys' overall thoughts on this game?
Josh Allen was off the entire game. There was this one specific percentage when he had, throws past 10 yards when it's open receivers. He was only completing 6% of it. 6%. That's how horrible he was. He was overthrowing a lot. The only good throw he had was to Stephon Diggs, but that was, when they were down 2 scores to try to come back in his game. And, overall, he was off with his throws. And Buffalo's defense kept, shooting themselves with the same issues. They couldn't stop the run with the Bengals, so the Bengals offense did whatever they want to their defense. You saw Joe Burrow look fluent. He was like 30 for 42 or something like that. He looked efficient with those numbers, completing 40, about a good 75 or 70 something of his passes for 300 plus 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think he was dicing up their whole defense, and they pride themselves on predicating on a good defense, the foundation in Buffalo, and they haven't, been played up to consistent. It showed them the last 3 games. They haven't been really consistent as they wanted to be, and that's why there's many games that could have lost by 1 score, and they're in a lot of these 1-score games where, you can't rely on 1-score games to get you through in the NFL. If you want to, with how the refs are calling the games and with how a lot of stuff's predicated on being 1 score and, a lot of crucial calls, you don't ever want to put the game in the refs' hands and also put the game where you have to drive from behind. You want to put the game away as soon as possible with you in control of it. So, yeah, they didn't execute on that.
Yep. Randy, you got anything on this game?
Yeah, man. I said it at the beginning of the year. I said as long as Joe Burrow's healthy, I see this team being a scary team. And I said at the beginning of the year too, I said that the Bills are going to be fraudulent unless their players can stay healthy. And look what's happened now with the injuries. They got exposed. Micah Hyde had to leave the game yesterday, so that's a bad sign for them. I know they got Rasul Douglas, but I mean he's not Mr. Jalen Ramsey or anything else like that. So it's like, he at times can get exposed. I know he's a former Eagle.
I know. And Packer, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Russell Douglas.
But Burrow, 31 of 44, 348 yards, 2 tuds. I mean, no interceptions. It seems like this team's really, really gelling at the right time. Their defense is playing great. Back-to-back weekends where they didn't allow both formidable potential playoff teams in the Niners and the Bills to not even 20 points, held 1-17 and then down to 18. So their defense is humming. Their defense is playing really good right now. And now they're 5-3. And man, if I'm anybody playing them right now, I'd be a little afraid because they're hot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. What's up, Raph? Speaking of Raiders,
What's up,
Giants, get back the Raider way.
Yeah. We'll see if that sustains, but congrats on the win. You guys earned it. We definitely didn't show up in that game. I'll give you that, but we'll see how former Giant legend Antonio Pierce, can turn your team around. We'll see.
Yep. So some more NFL news while we're at it. I know you already brought up Daniel Jones's ACL there, but Cam Akers tore his Achilles again. and Daniel Jones has a torn ACL. So YTC, where do you go from here? Do you keep Daniel Jones? Jesus.
I don't know if he's going to stay around because they paid him, but we have a year 2 opt out, right? What they're going to do is they're still going to draft the quarterback. There's no, denying that we're drafting a quarterback. But the question is if he's going to be the clear-cut starter in time during training camp next year. That's the bigger question you'd have to look at. But if, that's not the case, they're going to move on with him and just put Jones as a backup because Tyrod's contract's up after this year, and they're probably just going to keep him only because he's under contract. And, but the year 2 opt-out, and then after that, cut their ties after 2024. Unless he can, rehab in time, improve, and take the spot back, I don't see anything else changing, really. I expect the new quarterback to be starting by then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cam Akers, I bet you won't be taunting Buda Baker anymore, though. So I got to get that in there. So
Sure.
That's what you get, fucker. Anyway. Once a lamb chop, always a lamb chop. That's how I roll it.
And I also want to say that that cheap ass play that the Dallas cornerback did to Dallas Goedert yesterday by fracturing his forearm. Yeah, we know what number you are, boy. We'll see you in the Philly. Don't you worry.
Oh,
I saw him get injured. I couldn't tell if it was intentional. I saw him get hurt though.
Yeah, the guy, the cornerback grabbed his arm and then literally took it and then put it under his arm and then fell down with it to tackle him. So when Goddard fell to the ground, he got up. He was staring at the ground and his arm, and he obviously he knew he felt something, and he went to go push to move up to get up off it, and he couldn't. His arm was dead and couldn't even get up. So he had to use his other arm to get up, and then you see some jarring back and forth, and then all of a sudden he was going to the back. MRI proved today that it was a fracture. So, and FYI to all those people talking, shit, why can't I remember his name now? Gronkowski is not coming out of retirement to play with the Eagles, so stop that talk.
What?
Yeah, I never heard.
Yeah,
I never heard about that.
There's some Eagle creators, like Eagles Chat Sports, saying that they're hearing people saying that Gronkowski might want to come out of retirement, and I'm like, he's not gonna. No, he's working for Fox.
Yeah, he's done. But anyway, some more injury news. According to Jonathan Gannon, Kyler Murray will make his return on Sunday against the Falcons as long as there's no setbacks. So basically, he's gonna take the first team reps in practice this week, and if everything goes well, he will play at home this week. So the Cardinals, fun fact, are 1-12 without Kyler Murray this year. So, or without this year and last year. So we're 1-12 without him. So this, I don't know how to feel. At the same time, it's like, okay, maybe you can see what he can do when he comes back from injury, but at the same time, if you keep him out for the rest of this season, number one, you're not paying him a bunch. Like, if he plays, you got to pay him the amount that he can do this season. But if you don't play him, you save a little bit of money. And if you do play him, you're risking him to get injured again. And you're playing for basically nothing because we're 1-8. We have the worst record in football and the season's over. So at the end of the day, I guess we're just playing him just
so he can prove himself, I guess. I don't know.
So he can show what he can do coming off an ACL tear, I guess. I just hope it's not another.
I mean, it's a rehab session throughout the whole year at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think of it. I mean, I'm happy he's playing again, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessary for this season. But do you guys have any thoughts on this news before we go to NBA?
Like I said, yeah, it's a rehab at this point. The next couple of games, like the final amount of games, Kyler Murray's going to have a sample size to, prove himself to the organization again, that he hasn't lost a step, or, he's finally progressing in the right way they want him to go. I mean, there's a risk, like you said, yeah, he could get injured again and this and that. So, yes, high risk, high reward, though, and, in terms of him winning over, favor with ownership, because, the guys didn't draft him. So usually when a new regime comes in, they usually, get rid of the quarterback and, go draft their own guy. So he wants to prove, he can still be around and, still be a part of the, vision that they have for the Cardinals. So, yeah, with the new ownership.
Yeah, I'm just like you, YTC, and I'm just like you, TRL. I'm on the fence and I'm off the fence, but I can see it from both sides. So,
Yeah. So, actually, no, I stand corrected. We still got some NFL news, real quick. This is very late news, but the Bears extended Montez Sweat and the Packers extended Rashawn Gary. So, I get the Bears have money, but me personally, I feel like they overpaid Montez Sweat. I mean, congrats to him. He got his bag, but he most likely won't win anything for the next 4 years. So, I hope it was worth it for him. As far as Rashawn Gary goes, I feel like they kind of overpaid him too. They're both good, but I feel like 25 million a year for defensive linemen is kind of, unless you're Aaron Donald, that's kind of like,
Yeah, unless. And listen, look what happened to Nick Bosa after he got paid. He's been, really off this offseason so far this year, only 2.5 sacks.
Yeah.
So a lot of these linemen, when they get paid, they usually tend to, slip off with, being too content with their own pay grade after making it. So they lose sight of focus every now and then. How they rehab from it is what determines if they're going to be worth it in the long haul.
Exactly.
yeah. So, Randy, got your thoughts on these?
When they get defeated.
Yeah, man. The Bears got a lot of good names on, like you said, on their squad, but like he complained about, he's tired of losing and he wanted to like start winning. So you go to like a poverty
A
franchise.
team that's also
Bears right now are confused and don't understand what the winning is better than the losing side of the win-loss because they are horrible right now. So, but yeah, obviously that was just more about like he just wanted a payday and didn't want to be playing with the Commanders. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Rashawn Gary, like you said, the same thing. He's not a big flashy name. But it like like YTC said, as soon as all these guys seem to get their paydays, it's kind of like, okay, now what makes him hungry? And then you start questioning it. They have a bounce back year, and then you're like, okay, there's where that money is, but then they have another off year, and then they bounce back again that year. So it's like you're gonna have these
a lot of inconsistency, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens anyway. But
yeah.
Oh, real quick. Okay, so James Harden is making his Clippers debut.
Oh yeah, tonight
against YTC's Knicks. So, overall, we didn't. I mean, I think after our last episode, like a day or two later, he got traded to LA, so we weren't able to really give our thoughts on the trade. But
it was very unexpected too.
Yeah. So first off, what are you guys' thoughts on the trade? Because I personally think it's not going to get them anywhere. But I mean, yeah, like
I agree with you. I agree with you too. I mean, why are you trading for James Harden? They became the Lakers at this point. They're becoming what the Lakers were. The retirement home of the other LA side now. The retirement home went to the other side of the LA now. That's how I feel with this whole thing. They're not winning anything with Harden over there. It's not going to change anything. Unless it was 2014, then I'd be intimidated. But no. No, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, Randy, you got in there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, another squad that's going to be separated probably next year, and Harden will demand a trade somewhere else. I mean, another year, another Harden problem. I don't kind of like what Philly got, but then in the end, I see what they really were looking for. They wanted a younger player. They got KJ Martin, and they wanted the 2028 first round pick from the Clippers because that's when there's no Paul George contract, there's no Kawhi contract. All these guys will be older and off the books. That's when the Clippers are going to be obviously competing really, for the top pick. And who knows what it might be when that 2028 draft season comes around. So I'm hearing a lot of rumors now that the Sixers are trying to move that actually as a draft kind of lure to try to get a good player to add to the squad. Either Zach LaVine or OG Anunoby are two names that are being tossed around. So
yeah. I keep telling Clipper fans, eventually your time is going to come, and it's probably going to come after this season when you choke in the playoffs like you always do. So, like right after this season, maybe you'll have one more year of luck, but eventually you're going to be a bottom team in the West. Like literally anytime soon. You guys have no draft picks. I'm pretty sure you still owe like 2 picks to the Thunder. So you're still suffering from that Paul George trade. You're not going to get anything out of Kawhi Leonard because, yes, they're healthy right now, but eventually it's going to happen again because it's been happening since God knows how long, since the San Antonio days. So it's going to happen again. Who else? Westbrook, I don't care if he looked good in the playoffs last year. He only looked good in the playoffs last year because he was playing against the Suns' trash-ass defense. That's the only reason he was looking good against us. Other than that, he's not going to do anything. And you think James Harden's going to do anything? Like, the dude has ruined damn near every single team he's been on. It's like
He's
and
a quitter, yeah.
And I'll give the Clippers this: they didn't like trade too much to get him, so I'll give them that. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, because they were talking about Terrence Mann, they were talking about who else? Bones Highland, they were talking about Norman Powell. So fortunately for them, they were able to keep all of those guys. Fortunately,
exactly, yeah.
So I'll say that it wasn't like a bad trade on their part, but my thing is, what's your excuse going to be after this year? Because if I like, and honestly, this is why I feel like Ty Lue is overrated in my opinion. Like, I somehow like I think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's that good of a coach. I feel like LeBron and Kyrie kind of built his legacy up a little bit, because he didn't do anything when LeBron left Cleveland. And he goes to the Clippers. Yeah, he won a playoff series or two, this and that, but he hasn't gotten over the hump at all. Like, you should have just kept SGA. Like, I said from the beginning, that trade was going to bite you in your ass. Like, they were like, oh, we got to pay Paul George. Or no, we got to – hold up. They were like, oh, we got Paul George. Like, congrats. You traded for a shooting guard who – at that time was not named Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and he's not even a top 5 shooting guard in the league. And you got rid of your star player. And now you're trying to do quick fixes like James Harden. So I don't know what they're trying to do right now, but at the end of the day, Clippers, your time's going to come eventually. So those are my thoughts on it. But it is what it is. So we're going to do another checkup on our teams. Hold up. Waiting for this to load, and this was a quick episode too because there's not a whole lot going on right now. So quick episode. Right after this topic, we'll be done for this episode. But we're gonna go through our teams again. So we'll start off with YTC. So the Knicks are 2-4, and they're playing the Clippers today. So I don't know if you've seen the Knicks a lot this season, but do you have any overall thoughts on them so far?
They've been inconsistent. I mean, it's a slow start, but like I said earlier in the last week, I think it's going to take a while before this team, gets more coherent. I know we have new pieces and, we have a lot of, guys in and out the lineup, but yeah, it's going to take a while. I usually don't worry till after like around near the All-Star break to make an assessment if we're going to make the playoffs or not. So we'll have to see from there.
Yep. All right. Randy, Raptors are 3-4. So let's see. And I actually saw the game they played the other day. Wemby couldn't get the rebound, and it led to you guys winning in overtime. So, yeah. So, how's your team doing so far this year?
Yeah, man. We've had some ups and downs. Obviously, we lost to the Blazers, but then the very next game we beat the Bucks. So, and that was with a full squad. They had their full squad, and we whooped them 130 to 111. So, we've played somewhat really decent. There's times that Gary Trent's kind of looked like he doesn't really want to be here. He's not really performing well being the sixth man. I really like how Scotty's taken the third year big step. Guy averaged 15 points his rookie year, and then they had the rookie slump the second year, and he only averaged 15 and a half. This year, he's averaging 23 points a game. He's being really ball dominant. He's doing really well shooting from three. He's averaging a double a game, almost a triple double. The past at the beginning of the season there when he played the Spurs there, he put up 30 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and was just all over the place. I'm loving Darko's system. It's giving the guys a lot of freedom, and Grady Dick so far has been looking pretty good.
Nice. All right. So Celtics are the only team undefeated in the East. I mean, what else you got to say about that? Nuggets 6-1. I don't know how the Mavs are 5-1, but Dallas fans, your time will come. Don't worry. Warriors 5-2. All right, Clippers 3-2. Lakers 3-3. All right. So I know the record for my team looks like we're fraudulent, but we're 3-4. We came off a win the other night. We have 2 days off until we play the Bulls in Chicago, and then I'm going to the game on Friday when we play the Lakers in the in-season tournament. So I can't wait to see our court. But anyway, so our team so far this season, for a team that has not had Booker and Beal for pretty much the entire season, we're playing pretty good. KD is looking like an MVP right now. He dropped 41 the other day, and he's had a few 30 pieces here. So he's looking like an MVP right now. People aren't going to talk about it. They're going to talk about, guys like Jokic, Luka, Giannis, this and that. But KD's been playing like a real MVP candidate. So I'll give him that. Eric Gordon, he's been looking like a good number 2 option with Booker and Beal out. So he's pretty much been the only guy on our team knocking down 3-pointers on a consistent basis. So I'll give him that. Let's see what else. Grayson Allen, he's been okay. He's shown a lot of flashes on defense, especially, but offensively, I kind of want to see more from him. But we'll see what happens. Houston Nurkic, I'll say this: he's better at getting rebounds than DeAndre Ayton, which is why we got him. So, yeah, I'll give him that. Defensively, I feel like he could do better, but we'll see. And that's another thing too. Frank Vogel's defense has kind of been questionable because we let San Antonio drop 130 on us in one game, and we let them come back from 20 in another game. So, it is what it is, I guess. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not worried right now. It's only 7 games. We got 75 games left, and Booker is expected to come back within the next week, and Bradley Beal is expected to come back either on Wednesday or Friday. So we're going to get him back very soon. So I'm not worried at all. Only still early in the season. So standings, it doesn't matter where we're at right now. It may say we're in 10th, but really it doesn't matter. So,
yeah, you look at all the standings, it's it's pretty close for everybody. So
yeah, very close.
Early in the year.
Yeah, man, that's about it. Really, we wrapped up everything. So this was a very short episode, and now I have to remember the fact that, So I gotta, I have to put it at 3:00 my time from here on out. So, yep, that is what it is. But you guys have anything to say before we wrap it up?
Well, I guess best of luck to teams, and also for them to get healthy. I guess I don't know.
I'm waiting for it, Randy.
fuck Dallas.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, fuck Dallas. You guys are frauds. Dakota Prescott could be the future quarterback for anybody in the NSCFL. Say that I'm doing the UFC fight, UFC 295 or 296. Sorry, Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira, and also Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich for the UFC interim heavyweight title. So it's gonna be a sick card. It's gonna be Saturday. Make sure you tune in for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna hear me swearing. You're gonna just hear me having a good time. I get right into it in the UFC fights, so it'll be fun. So if you have a chance, tune in. And I pick the Chargers tonight. Chargers are gonna beat them Jets, so go Chargers.
I got the opposite. Let's go Jets. Jets.
Okay.
Jets.
Oh, there's Mr. I can't believe he's walking. Like they just showed Aaron Rodgers walking like no crutches, like literally just nothing.
Airing it out, crazy.
Dude, I'm honestly starting to think like they kind of overhyped that injury. I feel like it was.
I feel like it might have been
severe.
something else. I feel like maybe it wasn't what they're saying, but now they're just making it look like he's Superman, and all of a sudden this 41.
Hey, listen, if he comes back in time, he might lead them to the playoffs. If he gets back in time and they're like in the hunt or something.
Well, he's wearing equipment and like not like equipment, but he's wearing like training stuff, and like they show him dropping back with the ball and like putting weight on it, and it's he's putting weight on it.
Give me a second.
4 or 5 weeks for him to potentially start ramping it up and coming back. So if they can stay competitive, who knows?
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause I feel like Achilles tear, like he still wouldn't be walking right now.
Yeah.
I seriously feel like they overreacted to it, and they said it was an Achilles tear. Like the injury looked bad, but it by the sound of it, it wasn't as bad as people are making it out to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Ask Kirk Cousins how he's healing, and then we'll talk. Right. Like,
Yeah,
he probably
like,
wouldn't even think about walking in like a month from now. So it's like,
yep. Yeah, Lakers, whatever.
exactly. That's right, David. Fuck them girls. Cowgirls.
Yep. But that was a quick episode. We got
Thanks,
to the hour.
everybody.
Yep. So that's a wrap on episode 10, guys. See you guys next Monday, and I gotta remember it's at 3:00 now. So for my time now. Yep.
Yep. All right. See you guys soon, I guess. But yeah.
See you next week.
And also,
You guys
yep.
are-
See ya.